Good Friday morning. Here we are again at the beginning of a weekend. Today, I would like to bring some awareness to our foundation during our yoga practice. So we'll bring a variety of different focuses into the practice, but really my primary focus will be the feet. I just think we need more awareness and take more care of our feet, especially as we get older. They provide our foundation. They provide our ability to walk and balance, our agility. It's important that we maintain the dexterity, the flexibility, and the health of our feet. So they're just this part of us that we don't give much thought to, but man, if we don't have that ability to balance or to balance in motion, life changes a lot. Yoga can help us with that. So meet me on your mat. If you have a strap, that could be helpful. If you don't, we can just use our hands. And a block might be helpful too. But if you don't, that's okay too. I'll meet you back on my mat. Coming to a comfortable seat. First, I'll start with a little breath practice, a little awareness, a little settling in. Notice your spine. And in your mind's eye, follow the journey that I'll take you through along your spine. So from the base of your skull, if you stuck your fingers in your ears and they could meet right in the center of your skull, that's where your cervical spine starts, way up there. And then there's an inward curve, a kyphotic curve. The cervical spine has 7 vertebrae, and they're small. A lot of mobility in the neck, but not bent to bear weight. We don't go around standing on our heads. And then the rib cage starts, the shoulders, and an outward curve begins. There are 12 thoracic rib cage vertebrae. Make it a little beefier, more weight to hold up, but much less mobile than the cervical spine. The ribs are attached to the vertebrae and to the sternum in the front, so it's kind of a cage. And you follow those 12 vertebrae down, and you come to the low back, the lumbar spine, and another gentle inward curve. There are 5 lumbar vertebrae. They're heavy, beefy, meant to bear weight, absorb shock. And kind of in the middle in mobility. We can move in the waist, but not as much as in the neck. Let's take 4 more breaths together and let the breath follow the path of the spine. Inhaling in through the nose, cervical spine, that outward curve of the rib cage, and then the inner curve of the low back. 3 more. No hurry. 2 more. A gentle little roller coaster ride for your breath. And then open the eyes. Let's do a little upper body warm up. So rolling the shoulders up, back and down. Starting with just isolated movement in the shoulders. And then bring your fingertips to your shoulders, and one at a time we're gonna kind of row backwards with our little chicken wings here. Feel the movement of the shoulder blades. Let's make the movement a little bigger. Release the fingers from the shoulders. It's like you're combing your hair, reaching back through your hair, just a bigger arc. And then finally, great big circles. Take your hands to your knees. Let's round the back. And this time, bring the fists out and turn the hands so the back of the hands face each other. And then touch the backs of the hands. Reaching through the knuckles, rolling the spine. Breathing up and down the spine. Now notice the shape has changed. Now bring your arms above you and open out into goalpost, into goddess. Let those elbows drop behind you. Bring the shoulder blades close to the spine, lift the gaze. Send your belly forward. Notice the spine has changed shape now. Breathe. Now let's do one more. So we'll round forward, backs of the hands touch. A couple breaths here. And then one big long inhale will bring you into a back bend with big old goddess arms. And neutralize the spine. Drop the right hand to the mat. Reach up and over with the left. Reach, reach, reach. And take that to the second side. So changing the shape of the spine again. One more each way. Reach and stretch. And inhale, arms overhead. Exhale, come to goddess again. We'll take this into a twist. I'm going to twist to the right, taking left hand to the right knee. Bring your right hand behind you, sit tall on an inhale. And let your mind travel up and down the spine now with the awareness of twisting each vertebrae, giving a little squeeze. Now inhale back to center. Exhale, arms into goddess and take that twist. Inhaling, nice long spine. Exhale, twist. And unwind. So feet, let's do a little work with the feet. So I don't care which foot you start with. Bring a foot out here and take a look at it. The 5 toes and the ankle and the heel. Start to massage the foot. Feeling all parts of the foot. The toes, the ball of the foot. And then take your heel like a doorknob and just turn the doorknob. Little movement through the ankle. You can do some circling. Now take your foot, the top of your foot, like you have a towel and you want to wring that towel. So we're going to wring the towel forward and back with some friction. So we'll build up a little heat. Now weave fingers in between the toes, and this might not be easy, but we need that dexterity, we need the flexibility, and then we'll kind of shake hands with the foot. So I'm bending the toes forward and back. Take the fingers to the top of the foot and weave them through the toes again and shake hands with your foot. Now bring the foot to the floor and lift the toes and spread them wide. See if you can place the toes down one at a time. And lift them up again, spread them wide. Place them down one at a time. Leave a little bit of space between the toes, even if you have to move the toes with your fingers. With practice, you'll get more dexterous in the foot. And notice that the foot's broader now. So think about that in terms of your foundation. So a broader foundation. Let's take the second foot. Bring it out here. Start to massage. Notice the structure of the foot. Feel in between the bones. Nice massage all up and down the sole of the foot, each toe, the ball of the foot. Then take the heel like a doorknob. You're going to turn the doorknob and then even some circling through the ankle. Shake hands with your foot. Weave your fingers in from the bottom. Bend the toes forward and back. Now bring the fingers in from the top. My toes on this foot are much tighter than the other foot. And then we're going to take the foot like a towel and wring the foot out. Bring the foot to the floor, lift the toes, and put them down one at a time. Spread them wide. See if you can make them land so there's space in between each toe. And lift them again. Place them down one at a time. Extend the legs long. So like in Dandasana, you can lean back. We're going to point the toes and flex the foot. And point and flex. One more each way. Point and flex. Now separate the legs just a little bit, and rotating on the heels, we're going to tip the toes to one direction and then to the other. And notice that movement transfers way up here into the hips. And then back to center. Bend your knees. Draw the soles of the feet together. Batakanasana. Slide the thumbs down in here and keep massaging. Now open your feet like the pages of a book. So flexibility will vary. There's lots of dexterity available in the feet. We just lose it because we keep our feet in shoes all the time. So I'm a big proponent of bare feet. And while we're here, let's take a little forward fold in our Batakanasana, opening up the hips. Meet me in table. Now from table, we've already kind of warmed up the spine, so we won't go through our cat-cow today, but I've got the tops of my feet on the mat. I'm going to hover my shins and my knees, so just push into the tops of the feet and hover. You'll feel your core contract, especially the low belly. And you'll also be working the anterior, the front muscles of the shins. And this helps as we get older because we tend to get weak there and drag our toes, and it's a fall risk. 3 more breaths. One more. And float those shins down. Sit back in child's pose. Let's roll the wrists and wiggle the fingers and think about the hands and the feet and how smooth they are. And then coming back up into table, reach back with the right foot. Come on to the ball of the foot. Now we'll press through the heel, stretching the calf muscles, stretching the sole of the foot, the plantar fascia. Take the second side, ball of the foot, push through the heel, stretch. And then back to table. Now reach back with the right leg, but keep the leg lifted. Keep the hips square to the mat. So the heel is leading the way up towards the ceiling. Reach out with the left hand, thumb up. Bird dog. Now think about your foundation here, especially the right hand. The fingers are spread wide. We're pushing down into the mat, supporting the shoulder, and pressing into the base of the index finger, base of the thumb. As we exhale, round the back, bring elbow to knee, knee to elbow. Inhale, reach long. Let's do 2 more of those. Exhale. Inhale. 1 more. Exhale. Inhale. Back to table. Second side, left leg back. Let the heel lead the way. It's like you're trying to step on the wall behind you. Reach out with the right hand, thumb up. Check on the foundation in the left hand. Support the wrist, support the shoulder. Exhale, round the back, elbow to knee, knee to elbow. 1, 2. Last one. And back to table. Tuck your toes. Nice slow lift to down dog. Take your time. And as you get here, pedal the feet. We'll just start with the feet. So pedal up and down. Feel that nice stretch in the calf muscles, right above the heel. and the sole of the foot. Now settle into stillness with the feet hip distance apart, bending your knees a lot. So the belly, low belly, is on the ribs, or is on the thighs. Now spread the fingers wide. Straighten the legs. Lift the sit bones on your inhale. Breathe. Two more breaths here in this down dog. Now look forward. See if you can take two great big steps to the front. And if not, take as many as you need, but give it a shot. As you get here, take your hands and slide them under your feet. So my palms are facing up. My toes are now right in the base of my palms, right by the wrist, and I'm kind of massaging like a cat, massaging my wrists. Now release the hands. Pull the feet away from each other. Swing your arms out and up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. Pause here in mountain pose, bringing awareness to the feet. Lift the toes. You can look down there or not. Spread them wide and then place them down one at a time. So now you've broadened that base of support. We're going to sway left and right, feeling the big toe edge of the foot, the little toe edge of the foot. And then come to stillness. And without lifting the foot, sway forward and back. Forward and back. Find balance. Shin bones right over the ankles. Lift your big toes. Maybe you can do that without looking or reaching down. Maybe you can't. Notice the sensation in the arch of the foot as the big toe lifts. It lifts that arch. Now see if you can keep that lift and lower the big toe. Inhale, swing your arms up. Exhale, fold. Lifting halfway on your inhale, nice long spine. Exhale, step back into plank. Drop your knees. Now you're in a kneeling plank. Exhale, sit back. Tuck your chin down to your chest as you inhale. Ripple forward with the spine. Unfurl the head last. From our kneeling plank, we'll take a little push-up. So lower half of the push-up, upper half, and then back. Let's do 6 more. Here's one. Pay attention to your hands. Supporting the wrists, supporting the shoulders, building bone, building muscle, flexibility, all that good stuff. But we need to do it in a way that we protect our joints. Yogi push-ups. I've got 2 more. Tuck your toes, down dog. Now swing the right leg back and up. Now step it forward between the hands and drop your knee. Take your hands to the right knee, push yourself up. Bring your hands to heart. Lift your prayer, come into a back bend. You can sink your hips forward and down. Anjaneyasana. As you exhale, bring your fingertips down to the mat. We're going to shift back a bit, come on to the heel. You can help your foot out if you need to. Coming into a runner stretch or half splits, Ardha Hanumanasana. Draw the toes, you can even reach out there for them. Draw the toes towards the knee. Get a little deeper stretch in the calf muscle. Now keep the right hand on the mat, and we're going to take the left hand to the outside edge of the foot and twist a little in the upper body. Drawing left ribs towards the right knee. Breathe. Now frame the foot, inhale as you come forward. We're going to take both hands to the inside of that foot. Heel toe the right foot out to the side, a little external rotation. Wrists under shoulders, and let's circle. Explore the mobility in the hips, keeping awareness in the foundation, the hands. And even in that left knee, so if the knee bothers you, you can lift the knee and kind of land a little above the kneecap. Sometimes that helps. Go in the other direction. And then let's come down into lizard. Blocks can be good here under the forearms, or you can just walk the hands out until you reach that place in your stretch that you feel like you need to stop and breathe. Now stay on your forearms and reach that leg back. We're going to come down into Sphinx now. So lowering the hips, elbows are right under the shoulders. Spread the fingers. Pull the hands towards you without letting them slide on the mat. Feel that. Draw your heart forward and then recommit to the back bend. So lift the heart a bit. Gaze goes right down the tip of the nose. Breathe. Pivot on the elbows, turn the palms outward towards the corners of the top of your mat. Now press into the hands, straighten the arms, lift into seal, draw the navel back towards the spine. Keep that engagement, that airbag to support the lumbar spine. Breathe into the ribs. And exhale, lower down slowly. Meet me in down dog. Pedal here again. Heels like you're walking your dog. So one heel down, the other up. Maybe notice differences in the sensations of the feet, the legs. And then settling into stillness. Check on the hands. Swing your left leg back and up, nice and high. Step it forward. Drop the back knee. Both hands to the left knee, push yourself up. Hands to heart. Lift your prayer, sink forward and down with the hips. Lift your gaze. Breathe. Exhale, folding forward, fingertips to blocks or to the mat. We're going to shift back, coming onto the left heel. You can reach out there and draw those toes towards the knee. Nice stretch in the back of the leg. You control how deep this is. Breathe. Now keep your left hand on the mat. Take the right hand to the outside of the foot, even the outside of your shin. We're going to twist the upper body, drawing the right ribs towards the left knee. Unwind and shifting forward, we'll find our lizard. So heel toe, the left foot to the left. Little external rotation of the toes. Wrists under shoulders. And then find your way down. Maybe forearms on blocks. Maybe the arms are just like this and you keep inching your way down. Kind of like a down dog in the upper body. Breathe. I forgot to do hip circles here. We'll do those when we come up. And then work your way back up and we'll find our hip circles now. But explore that range of motion. Notice you can really dip the pelvis down and out. Now walk that leg back and let's come back to our Sphinx pose. Shift the hips forward and down. Feel that nice back bend. Slide the hands underneath the armpits. Let's press down and lift up. Keep a little bend in the knee or in the elbows. Coming into a high cobra. Check on your foundation in the hands. Roll those thighs out and down. Draw the navel back towards the spine. Feel that airbag effect. 2 more breaths here. Check the foundation in the hands. Exhale down. Tuck the toes. See if you can pop right up into down dog. Step it forward, 2 big steps. Once you get here, let's massage the hands again. Tuck those hands under the feet. Bring the toes way up close to the wrist. And then like a cat, you can just massage your hands and your wrist. Rings can get touchy here. And then release. Let's take a halfway lift. Hands to the shins. Lengthen through the spine. Exhale, fold. Now while you're down here, lift your toes up again. Spread them wide. See if you can place them down one at a time. And even adjust them. Reach down there and spread them down. We don't have that connection oftentimes between the brain and the feet. So we have to relearn that. So if you have to use your hands to manipulate the toes, do that. Now lift them up again. Place just the little toes down. Lift them all up again. Place just the big toes down. Press into the big toe. Feel the lift of the arch. Now lift the big toe. We're going to place little toe and big toe down. Keep the 3 toes in the middle lifted. Even if you have to reach down there, lift them up. Now keep them spread wide and place them all down. Now look how much you've spread out the foot. You've increased your base of support. Pull your feet away from each other. Swing your arms out and up. And exhale the hands home to the heart. Pause here and feel. Feel the connection to the earth through the feet. Feel that lift in the arch. And then feel right below the big toe, the ball of the foot, press there. Feel below the little toe, ball of the foot, press there. And notice there's a little lift there, left to right. There's an arch, a longitudinal arch, transverse arch, I think that might be the transverse arch. And then from the little toe, draw a line down the outside edge of the foot to the outside heel. Press there. Go to the inside heel. Press there. So 4 corners of the feet. Sway around here if you need to. Toes are spread wide. See if you can feel the lift of the arch. Now shift your weight to your right foot. Keep all that action going. Lift the left. Come on to the left big toe. Now rise up out of the right hip so you don't collapse on this side. You lift up. Now open the knee and find your tree pose. Your tree pose can be a kickstand here. It can be with the foot anywhere along the inside of the leg. Feel the width now that you've created in that supporting foot. Feel that extra support, the extra little dexterity, the little movements. Pause here to notice all that goes on as you're balancing those stabilizer muscles. They're getting a little practice communicating and they're getting stronger and quicker. Now let's take the second side. So through mountain and then shifting the weight to the left leg, finding tree, and then growing up out of your hip. Lift. Feel all of the little wobbles in the left ankle. And say a little word of gratitude to all of those stabilizer muscles. And then we'll bring that foot forward and down. Let's do a little sun salutation. Then we're going to add a little something to that tree pose. Inhale up. Exhale, fold. Look at your toes while you're down here. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, step back and plank. Now flip to the top of your feet. Drop your hips. So tops of the feet and your hands are supporting you. Upward facing dog. Urdhva Mukha Svanasana. Now tuck the toes, lift the hips, downward facing dog. Pause here for a couple breaths. Swing your right leg back and up. Step it forward. Spread those toes. Drop the back heel in a little and step the foot up just a bit. Rising up in warrior one. Hands to heart. Lift your prayer. Lift your gaze. Exalted warrior. Now exhale, fold forward and take your hands to the inside of that foot. So it's like you're in warrior one with your legs, but we're going to walk the heel apart and lift the down dog in the upper body. Breathe. Two more breaths here. Now walk the hands back to the top of the mat. We're going to step back again in plank. Flip to the top of the feet. So we're strengthening the front of the shin. Now lower the hips. Have a little bend in the elbows. Upward facing dog. Now you can either flip to the balls of the feet or try to roll over the toes. And this takes practice. And I'm just getting to the point that I can do partial roll. But that really strengthens parts of the feet that we don't really strengthen very often. Lift the left leg back and up. Step it forward. Check out your toes. Widen those toes. Step forward with the right foot just a bit. Drop the heel inward. Rise up. Hands to heart. Lift your prayer. Exalted warrior. Breathe. Feel the shape of the spine. If you're feeling challenged as far as balance, you can heel toe the left foot off to the right. Now exhale, folding forward, but we're going to take that slide to the inside of the thigh, crawling the arms out, upper body's in down dog. Lower body's still in warrior one. Check out the toes in the back. Can you lift them and make them wide? Now crawl the hands to the top of the mat. Step back in plank. Let's try to lower down. So shift your weight so shoulders are right over the wrists. Maybe a little further forward. Bend the elbows so they point towards your hips. Slowly lower your way down. Let's find crocodile. Stack the hands. Bring the forehead to the back of the hands. And breathe. Bend your knees here. Let's roll through the ankles. And then make a fist with your toes. Spread them wide. Make a fist. Spread them wide. And then some circling with the shins. Release the low back. Go the other way. And release the shins to the mat. Pause for 3 nice long exhales. Releasing any gripping, any tension. Let it go. And then bring the legs back in line with the hips, hands by armpits. Press into plank this time. So lift back up and then down dog. Step to the top of the mat. See if you can take 2 big steps. Let's massage the hands again. Tuck the hands. Use those toes to massage the hands. Now let the hands go, but lasso your big toes with your peace sign fingers. Now lift and lengthen. So straighten the legs as much as you can without feeling strain in the low back. Lengthen through the crown of the head and lengthen through the tailbone. Then release the toes, pull the feet away from each other, swing the arms out and up, and exhale the hands home to the heart. So if you have a block, bring a block to your mat, and I'm going to put it on the right side of my mat. So I have foam blocks. They're dense, but there's give. So this makes balancing more challenging. I'm going to step up with my right foot. And first kind of get used to this sensation. Kind of feel that squish. And you might have cork blocks. If you do, those are very firm. You're not going to feel a squish. I'm going to try to come into my tree pose here. Maybe you just lift your left foot. Or maybe you find tree. Find a spot on the floor to gaze, your drishti, and feel the wobbles. Feel all that goes on between the brain and the body, especially your foundation now, keeping you balanced. If you feel pretty stable, you can bring your hands to heart or even lift your prayer. Notice each of those potentially makes it a little more difficult, but with balance, you need to find the edge and keep pushing it. You'll get better, but don't stop. Keep finding that place where it's tough. Now bring the arms out. We're going to point the knee, point the toe, stepping off the block. Take that to the second side. So left foot. I've got it on the longest and shortest position. I'm going to step up on. Now I've got big feet, so a couple of my toes can kind of wrap around the edge. So it depends, I guess, on your feet. If you can do that, it just kind of helps a bit. And then come to balance. Maybe you just lift your foot, or maybe you open out into tree. Find your drishti, and then find your edge. And it may be very different one side to the other. That's okay. It may be very different day to day, and that's okay. Purusha, ever changing. So things are always changing. I bring the hands to heart, point the knee, point the toe, and then step down off. You can toss that block off to the side. Plant the feet underneath the hips. Lift the toes, spread them wide. Place them down one at a time. Sway a little here, side to side. And front to back. And now let's come up on the balls of the feet. And then down, hands to heart. Inhale, lift the prayer up onto the balls of the feet. Exhale down. Let's do 5 more. Inhale. And exhale. One more, and let's hold this. Lift and hold. And start to look around a little bit. Another challenge for the balance. Gaze wanders around. And then nice slow descent back down to the feet. Exhale, fold forward. Inhale, lift halfway. Exhale, find your way to a seated position. And if you have a strap, you can use this strap. So if you don't, you can just kind of watch what I'm doing. You may be able to do some of this with your hands. But to stretch the sole of the foot, and plantar fasciitis, it can be a problem as we get older especially. And this is something to help prevent it and to help treat it if you develop it. So now I'm going to extend that leg long and use both ends of the strap, kind of pull the toes up towards the knee. And sometimes you have to kind of soften into this. So reach through the heel, and at the same time you're drawing the toes towards the knee. Breathe. 2 more breaths. If you have plantar fasciitis or are prone to it, this exercise and the exercises we did at the beginning with the foot are good to do before you even get out of bed every day. I had it. This helps. All right, second foot. Before we move on, just notice the difference, whatever that is to you. Now we're going to place it across the ball of the second foot. So I'm reaching through the heel and then I'm pulling the toes towards the knee. Reach through the heel, pull the toes. Breathe into the stretch. You may feel a little release, an invitation to go a little deeper. And then release again. Now let's bend the right foot and bring the foot to the mat. Keep that left leg in line with your hip. Flex the toes. Now it's as if you're going to step up onto this right foot. Take your left arm, wrap it. Maybe you stay in this shape, or maybe you take the right arm back there, place the hand down on the mat and take a nice twist. Unwind, and we're going to drop that knee out. Tuck the foot or keep the sole of the foot right next to the thigh. Let's use the strap again if you have it. We're going to throw the strap across the ball of the foot again. Roll your hands in the strap, sit tall, and then pull, moving from the hip. Belly comes down, low ribs comes down, and then the nose. Breathe. You can walk the hands down further, but pull. And even in this shape, it's a bit of a twist, so bring the right ribs towards the left knee. And rise up. And we'll take the second side. Let's bend the left. Come up onto the foot, spread those toes, keep the right leg active, flex the foot, wrap and twist. Unwind, drop the knee, sole of the foot to the inner thigh or under. Take the strap, toss it around the foot. Wrap that strap around your hands. Start with that neutral spine, all those curves, and the movement comes at the hip. So the belly comes down first, then the ribs, and then the nose heads in the direction of the knee. You can walk your hands lower on the strap. Pull, and then twisting, bringing left ribs towards right knee. Breathe up and down the back. And then inhale, rise up. Coming to the back. Keep your knees bent when you get here and walk the feet wide. Bring your arms out in a nice lazy T. And let's windshield wiper knees one way and then the other. Just release the low back and feel the feet. Feel the earth kind of rolling underneath the feet. And then come to stillness. Find your way to a shape for a little relaxation. And just explore your body for any sensations. Perhaps starting with one body part and moving on. As you deepen your breath, I want you to move. I'm going to extend my legs long. Move your hands and move your feet at the same time. Try to mirror what you're doing in your hands with your feet. So they're so similar. Of course, we have opposing thumbs and we don't have opposing big toes, but all that dexterity is available and really oftentimes dormant in the feet, but that sure comes in handy to keep us balanced and to keep our foundation strong. So our alignment from the ground up is just like it was meant to be. Let's reach long on an inhale. And on your exhale, draw the knees to the chest. Nice squeeze and come up to a seated position. So if you've practiced with me long, you've heard me talk about feet before. I invite you to challenge your feet by being barefoot more often, even if it's just in the house. But I would also encourage you to be barefoot in a place where you feel like you're not going to injure your feet, but grass, even gravel, walking through the woods bare feet, on the moss, on uneven textures, exploring with the toes. Rediscover the feet, and they will serve you well. Let's inhale, reach up one more time. Exhale, draw the hands home to the heart. May you have peaceful thoughts, peaceful words, peaceful heart, and peaceful feet. Namaste. Thank you. See you on Monday, 7 a.m. Another yoga class. Have a great weekend.